Hello, and welcome to my review of the original Home Alone movie. Yes, this movie, what's left to really say about this movie? It's 30 years old and it is an immediate Christmas classic. Like, you cannot go wrong with Home Alone. I think in my nearly 26 years of existing, I have yet to meet one person that does not love this movie. Like, it's a classic for a reason, and there's so many reasons for it. Macaulay Culkin as Kevin McAllister, he's lovable little shit. There's of course Joe Pesci as one of the members of the Wet Bandit, as well as his partner, the Marv. I forget the actor's name who plays Marv. Both of them are just comedic geniuses, you know, and just the entire story of just this little kid, a little 8-year-old boy, left alone to defend his home, against these two people are trying to break in and steal all of their stuff, and it's there's just so much that has already been said that I literally don't know where to begin. Obviously I grew up on this movie. I remember being at my dad's when I was, I want to say 6 or 7, could have been 8. And my dad introduced me to the Home Alone series. He had the three movies on DVD, and I remember being up in the room that he had for me there, and watching them, and laughing my head off because of the slapstick. Seeing uh the two wet bandits being put through absolute torture, stepping on a nail, nearly being burnt alive, being whacked with paint cans and all this stuff, whacked by a shovel as well. And like, there's a reason why this movie is so well beloved. And even when I was rewatching it, I was getting flooded back with all these memories because I don't necessarily watch Home Alone or Home Alone 2 yearly like some people might. For me, it's an every couple of years film. Like, the last time I watched this was 3 years ago, I believe, in 2020, and I still love it. Now, I still, of course, prefer Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. That's one I've always preferred. Even when I was a little kid, I always preferred Lost in New York to the original. But you can't beat the original at the same time. John Williams done an amazing score. Like, you can't picture Home Alone without that score. That score helped make that movie. It was a great movie already, but it was John Williams' score that sealed the deal. Like, there's so many memorable music key moments to this movie that links it. There's a key scene, and John Williams, being the legendary fucking music composer that he is, makes it perfect and makes it stick into you. Like, I'm sure anyone that's watching now is probably thinking of this score, a particular part of any of the score that you just remember, that stuck with you and you loved because of John Williams' score. Like, there's no wonder he's a fucking legendary composer for movies and films. Like, there are some movies that benefit and can do well without a score, and there's some that don't. And this is Home Alone, to me, is the perfect medium where it can be fine. Certain scenes can be fine without having any score, and then it's just the correct scene that has the score is what makes the film. I also know, like, some of the behind the scenes stuff, like the inside of the McAllister house. Uh, that was made in a high school gymnasium. Um, how I found that out was through the Netflix series How Films Were Made, like they did for the How Toys Were Made one. And I remember watching the Home Alone one. I think it was the only one that I watched, because it's the only one that really interested me. And yeah, it's just amazing how they managed to build such a homely home in that soundstage of the school gymnasium, um, and I just can't fault anyone. Not only that, the mumbling that Joe Pesci's character does, when he gets shot in the nuts by a BB gun, um, that's Joe Pesci substituting swearing because Joe Pesci is famous for swearing like a sailor. I mean, I know I swear like a trooper as well, but I don't tend to include that in videos. Very rarely will you actually hear me swear. I mean, I do swear a lot, but not in every video. And it's just something there that he done just so because it's a kids movie and it's a kids movie that can't have swearing. So him coming up with his own method of swearing is just absolutely amazing. And as well, there's a scene in the movie that I was like, oh, I remember doing that, and I'm sure a lot of people born in the 80s and 90s, maybe even 2000s, remember doing playing the game of stack them up and shoot them down, where you'd get some random toys that you didn't really care about. You'd stand them up on something with a high drop, or high enough drop, and you would shoot them with a BB gun. Like I remember doing that. It's shown in this film, and I'm sure a lot of people did the exact same thing. They're like it does capture the childhood wonder, and like it gets you in the Christmas spirit. It really, really does. It's it's no wonder it's a masterpiece. You know, once I was rewatching it last night, I forgot just how much of a little shit, uh, Kevin is. He's stirring stuff up. I mean, he's 8 years old at the same time, but still, um, and he done great keeping an eye on the house outside of the nearly murdering two people. But he done well enough to tidy all that up afterwards. After they got arrested and after his neighbor helped him. That at the beginning of the film he was very afraid of because of the stories that were the not true stories that were going around about this person at that time. um, and then the fact that he could look after himself for a couple of days, managed to wash himself. Well, obviously, yeah, and all that stuff, but be able to go out and do shopping, be able to go and leave the cul-de-sac. That's amazing. I know when I was 8 years old, I wasn't even allowed down to the shops, which is about a 5 minute walk from me. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to do that until I at least 10 or so. And the fact that he's able to walk into town, go do grocery shopping and all that as an 8-year old boy is amazing to see. And one thing that I definitely do love that has spawned from this movie is the quite popular fan theory of the fact that Kevin McAllister became Saw, from the Saw franchise. It's not something that I 100% believe, but it is something that's it's fun to see. It's a fun theory. It is a fun theory. Um, but yeah, I definitely it's definitely like it is one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. And I mean, like you'd be surprised. I'd be hard to see any top 10 Christmas list that doesn't include this movie in some shape or form, or even has a nod to this film. It came out when it came out. It was like one of the biggest movies. And it has an amazing sequel. Granted, I haven't rewatched the sequel in a while, so when I get around to it, my opinions may change. Um, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoy this movie. It is a great Christmas movie. And here's a question for you guys. It's a question I posed to AJ and Matt on a live stream once. Who do you guys think would win? Full movie logic, full time to prepare, Kevin or the Predator? And there is a correct answer for that, and the answer is Kevin. Kevin would 100% defeat the Predator. given full movie logic and full time to prepare. I mean, just look what he managed to do in this movie and in Home Alone 2. He can do it given enough time to prepare and all of that. Anyway, that is going to wrap up this review. I forget what comes out next. Let me scroll back here. Yes, the next video is going to be my David Tennant Christmas special reviews. So yeah, I'm still doing Doctor Who. We just had uh, episode 2 of the 60th 2 days ago. Breaking fourth wall here. I'm recording this on the 18th. No, the 19th of November. So I still have a ways to go before part 1 to the 60th comes out. But yeah, that is going to wrap this video up. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of Home Alone in the comments down below. I mean, it is, like I said, I'm hard pressed to find someone that doesn't like Home Alone. And let me know who you think would win, The Predator or Kevin McAllister. And I will see you all on the 6th for my David Tennant Christmas special reviews.